Good afternoon, everyone. Jason here. Today is March 7th, and this is your aftermarket update. All right, we had a really nice trading day here in the oil trading group. In fact, we had a little bit of a tough day on Monday. Yesterday started out a little bit tough. We ended up getting just over break even with a couple of nice trades to make up the day. And today, we made up for everything that we did on Monday, added to what we did yesterday, and are having a really nice trading week after what we saw happen in here for us today. So let's take a look at where we are. I'm going to go through just really quickly some of the analysis that we went through this morning. We've talked about choppy to sideways trading conditions. This is a 4-hour chart on the CL, and you can see here that the market was rallying, right, all the way back here. This is in the July and August of last year. The market was been on this fairly steady rise, and we had this triple top, double bottom, and sort of been consolidating in this symmetrical triangle. One of the things that we talked about in the trading room today is that 6104 would be an area that we'd be looking for the market to pause. It actually dug a little deeper down into this trend line here, and then has subsequently rallied back over this 4-hour chart, right back over the top of this 6104. One of the other things that we were looking at here is we were talking about a head and shoulders pattern that was beginning to develop on the 1-hour chart. One of the things that we talked about is that a downsloping angle like this on a head and shoulders that is representing a topping formation is a less predictable formation. But again, you had this triple top. You do have this head and shoulders that is beginning to develop. The neckline is down here a little bit deeper. If you do end up breaking down through that neckline there, then you would be looking for, let's see if I can, you'd be looking for, we'll move, just kind of measure this here. Depending on where that breaks, that is a $3.60 move. You'd be looking for a potential targeting area down into the 56 area. Anyway, that's a long way from here, but it's just something to keep your eye on here on this 1-hour chart, as you do have this head and shoulders pattern that's beginning to develop. And again, just keep in mind that downward sloping necklines like this are less reliable than if the neckline was upward sloping, like say this direction, right? So if he was upsloping like that, then that would be a little bit more reliable formation. But it is a formation that we're watching nonetheless. And then here today, this is the area where we were looking to get short. We had the inventory report today. We drew this box around this area. We were talking about 62.44. It initially hit it this morning early, sold off down to 64, which was 80 ticks. We did not take this trade due to the fact that it was close to the inventory number. Inventory number comes out, comes back up, gets within 2 ticks of settlement. 62.44 is right in the area where we were looking to get short, and of course, it had the big sell-off to the downside today. So let me show you what it looks like, what this same chart looks like, or not that chart, but what this same market looks like against our market maker levels, and this is our dynamic support resistance. We talked about that 44 level. The market rallied up into 44. Just after the open, it comes up into 48 and then sells off all the way down into 56. We were not looking to take that trade. Actually, that is 65. We were not looking to take that trade because it was crude oil inventory report Wednesday. And unless it's just a really perfect setup, we're not that interested in trading before the announcement. However, after the announcement came in, we were actually... we did have a daily sweet spot set up at 24 along with the structure mid. We did end up taking our first short today at 24. Market comes down to 02 and rallies right back up. And before we could really react, it was just kind of in that intermediate time right during that announcement. Right before we could react, market comes right back up, takes me out of break even. I take a small stop trying to get short again at 24, and then we waited. We got to within a couple of ticks of our daily structure signal here. And one of the things that we talk about is kick the signal and pay the target. Now, you're going to see me get in. Once we get up here to this daily structure signal, you're going to see me get in around 44. Once we broke down here through this 44 area, we came back up and then back into this high. We could not make a new high, and it was at 44, that area that I showed you on that previous chart that we looked to get short. I ended up getting in at 42. And so our initial target we talked about in here today was going to be 61.53. So I get in at 42. My stop was going to be 62.52, and we had a 100-tick target. What we talk about in here all the time is kick the signal and pay the target, and that's what we were going to be looking to do today. And we get in at 42, and the market begins to go. comes down into 87. My trail stop up here is 02, as you'll see in the video, and I get trail stopped out at 02, and market comes up here to 14 and almost immediately begins to reject and sell and comes all the way down into what we called our daily structure target, which is an area that we were looking for here today. In fact, if you turn these levels off and turn on the overnight levels, which are some of the bigger picture levels, you'll see that we come down all the way down into that market structure extension 2. And actually, we go a little bit deeper than that before the market begins to rally up. So it was a really nice trade. It was 40 ticks times 2 lots. However, it could have been closer to 90 ticks times 2 lots had we not had this little hiccup along the path here where we did pause right around our daily structure, right? Paused right here around our daily structure signal, rallied up just a bit, and then, of course, finished that move to the downside. So, not complaining, just pointing it out that it could have been even better today as we did reach out and sell up here just about at the high today using these market maker levels and our sweet spot retracement, one of our favorite retracement setups. On the ES, we had a very nice trade over here as well. Again, you had a nice little setup going on. I'll show you where and why it is that we were looking short. I'm going to turn off these market maker levels for just a moment. I'm going to bring this here for you, okay? And so this, when we were talking about this in the trade room today, that this was a very nice bull flag. This bar, this is right here at the open. The bar rallies up 13, 14 points, not ticks, but points. And then we would be looking for a, let's see here. Let's see if I can get this to paste. Okay, we'll use this line to paste here. Okay, so this is a nice bull flag. One of the things that we talked about is that we'd be looking for a push up into this area here. Again, the market began to rotate around. Now, there was a gap in the overnight session right at yesterday's low, 27.10 quarter, and a gap down a little bit, and we were watching that area quite closely today. Market comes back up, and we were talking about this bottom of this flag on the breakout bar would have sent us right up here to just about the high at 27.23 half, and that's exactly the measured move that came up into that area. And we could bring that down just a little bit. It's either way, right? We were looking to get short. That's 1 tick below settlement. That is 1 tick below settlement. Again, there you go right there. This is 1 tick below settlement. We thought we might pop in and test settlement at 27.24. The high was actually 27.23 half. And then we used our market maker levels to look to get in short. So again, right here at this daily structure signal, once the market rallies up into this area, comes back down, can't reassert itself, we got short right here at 27.21 quarter, and we were looking to take it to the previous session low, which was 27.10 quarter. We end up getting trail stopped out for 8 ticks, but it does eventually come down to 27.03 quarter. That is 18 ES points from our entry. And again, we had a really nice ES trade. We only ended up catching 8 of those 18 points, but again, it was a very handsome couple of trades here today. So again, no losing days last week, losing day on Monday, small winning day yesterday after an early tough start. And then, of course, we had today's really fantastic winning day that really erased everything that happened on Monday and added to our small win yesterday. So we are up in a really nice way over the course of the last 2 trading weeks. So again, I am going to play the trade of the day videos here. They are about 30 minutes in length, but I did cut them down. So what I like to do here, if you're unfamiliar with our videos, I will take the actual entry so you can hear me call it and you can see it fill as it did in front of the live audience in the trading room. And then I will cut it down, speed it up, put some music behind it, and let you see how the trade eventually plays out. So again, I used to show all these videos in their full length, and again, some of these videos were an hour and a half long, and they became really tedious and monotonous. So this is a little bit easier way to digest, so you get the gist of where we get in, and you can see how and where we either A, hit the target or get trail stopped on the way back out. So there are 2 trades to watch today. There is one 8-point ES trade and one 40-tick CL trade. Both of those are 2 lots each that we carried all the way to the target. So having said all of that, I'm going to quit talking now and let you watch these OTG trades of the day. On the ES, and I am in, the stop is 27.24 quarter. The target is 10 quarter. 42, now 2 lots, 42, and I'm in short. Target 53. Stop here is 52.